Well, welcome, Dean.
Good to be here, man.
Yeah. So here's I think the most interesting question. It's one that I've heard the answer to, but I think, a lot of people haven't. This partnership with Tony Robbins, right? I mean, it's Tony Robbins, you know, I'm not really like the backstory, but why did you guys partner to create this product? Because I think that this story is something that it really lays the foundation for this whole offer, in my opinion.
Yeah, really cool. And good to spend some time with you guys. And if you're listening, what's up? Good to see you. I know you got lots of choices of things to listen to. So glad you're hanging out with us. You know, 27 years ago, 26, 27 years ago, I bought Tony's Corso, an infomercial.
Yeah.
And it impacted my life in a serious way. Impacted my life in two ways. One, it made me realize things that, like, my past was designed for me to make me the man that I am, right? Life happens for us, not to us. Focus on solutions. We can change our beliefs. We can have new empowering beliefs. All the things that most of you know or have heard Tony Robbins and so many great teachers even before him have taught. But the second thing it did is it made me realize I cut Tony Robbins a check for information, and it shifted my life. And I immediately wanted to be in that business. I wanted to help people. Like, how cool is it that you get to help people with what you've learned? If you've gone through something brutal and you're on the other side, you could help someone. If you learned a skill, you could help someone. Matt, look who you help people with affiliates, right? You've been through the experience. You were one. Now you're helping teach people. You're helping people go faster, quicker, so they don't have to learn on their own. Tell me you don't love what you do. You get to help people go faster, right? I mean,
Every day.
And let me just ask you something. Do you have any inventory? Do you have a warehouse? Do you have an air condition it, chill it, ship it, right? You get to sell your life experience, impact others, and create a success for you and your family, right? So it just hit me 20 something years ago. And I'm like, I'm going in this industry. Fast forward 12 years ago, someone connects Tony and I. And it was a big deal for me because I had shifted my whole life because of buying his program. And we hit it off. We were supposed to meet up for an hour. We spent 9 hours together. We've been friends ever since. Wow. So I'm telling you the whole story and I'll make it quicker. But we were friends for about 8 years. And I just made the definitive decision. I'm not going to talk about partnerships. Everybody and their brother wanted to be partners with Tony. I'm like, you know what? We have too good of a friendship. Let's just leave it at a friendship. But both of us talked about the self-education industry, whatever you want to call it, learning from others so much every time we were together. He talked about where his life would be if he didn't meet Jim Rohn, right? 17 years old, broke, living in a car. He scrounges up $40 to go to a Jim Rohn event, and it fundamentally shifted his life forever. He went to 40 more after that, ended up working for Jim Rohn, teaching Jim Rohn stuff. And well, you could say the rest is history, but that's true.
Sure.
And I will share the truth is Tony was my Jim Rohn. I was on my way to be successful, but I was a little hosed up in the head. And man, Tony put me on a different path. So we talked about self-education so much and how hard it was to do in the old days when there was no internet and you had to do an infomercial or direct mail and you had to put a product in an inventory in a warehouse and all these things. And about 4 years ago, we were just literally playing golf, and we play golf once a year each with each other. And we just said, it's time that we help teach the world. We've been in this 65 years between the two of us. We're still doing pretty amazing things. We didn't used to do it. We do it bigger now than we ever have. And we just decided it's time to pull back the curtain and teach people how to enter the self-education industry, how to sell, do what you're doing and so many others. You're helping people go faster, quicker by gaining information. And it's an industry at about $1 billion a day. So the friendship we had, the gratitude we have for this industry, we wanted to do something together. We just weren't sure what. We can give back in a big way. And then the last thing is Tony and I won't be here forever. And this is a legacy. If we can help empower others to share what they know, man, when we're gone, we get to say maybe we helped, 500,000 people learn to be in this industry and help make self-education the new normal.
Yeah. So I don't want to focus a ton on the course itself, because that's not what this is about. Like we're not we're not asking anyone here to buy it unless you go, I really want that, and that'd be awesome. That's not what this is about. We're talking about the affiliate side of things and presenting this to your audience. So I'm thinking specifically of, as you were talking about that and talking about the impact that people can make and in the self-education industry, which I love that term. It's not the go get a degree, a piece of paper that ends up being worthless for most people 3 years later or 3 minutes later. But as like people who are maybe in an industry, a niche that isn't in the typical self-educate, they're not teaching affiliate marketing. They're not teaching online marketing or how to start a business, something like that. Maybe they're teaching gardening or, what you can name a million different niches. Like
we've identified
4,500
different niches already, the people that we've helped. I mean, people from, as you said, gardening, hairstyling, helping women get through menopause, helping women after divorce, helping make a child-centered divorce, helping your German Shepherd have better hips when he's older, helping people be better at accounting, helping people learn how to ski, everything you could possibly. We have one woman that's helping people paint with wolves. You go to a little workshop, she teaches you how to paint, and she has wolves laying around. So you get in this different calm. Don't know if I'd go, but everyone I've mentioned, I know are people helping people go vegan, helping people learn yoga. What the world is realizing, right, is not talking about the course, just reality is people are saying, I don't want to go back to college and get more general knowledge. I don't want to learn on my own. I don't have time. Who's already done it and is willing to share it with me? I don't want to oversimplify it, but that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, the answer there, I think, is that this can work for literally any niche on earth.
Well, we proved that year one, so long story short, you guys are affiliates, you get it. At the end of the day, as an affiliate, let's just be transparent. It's cool that you make money, but you can make money doing a lot of crap. I mean, that's just the true story.
Yeah.
We all know. But how cool is it when you get the opportunity to be an affiliate for something that truly changes people's lives, that impacts people at a deep, deep level when they need it the most? Year one, when we launched this, I think we did the biggest launch in the history of the world, and we paid out, I don't know, $10 million to affiliates that year. It was less about the money. We never talked about the money. We converted stronger, I think, than anyone ever have. We paid out great commissions. Everybody was happy, but it wasn't about the money. It was about a mission. It was about giving people true capabilities, not a magical money machine, not how to do 6 figures in 6 weeks or get rich for doing nothing, but give people a real skill, a real blueprint on how to enter and scale an industry that they maybe thought about, or maybe they dabbled as a coach, or they just been dying to do something different. And they've tried other things and it didn't work. And again, Tony and I having 65 years, and this being more of a mission and a passion than a must, we created something pretty spectacular. And I think that's why we did the biggest launch and the biggest affiliate launch, because people got behind the mission, Matt, more than they got behind, I can make a few bucks.
Yeah. Definitely have a great track record there with that, in addition to the 65 years. So I'm thinking specifically, as we're recording this and we're leading into your launch, obviously there's a lot going on in the world. There's still a war. You could argue there's still a pandemic. There's all this stuff going on, possible recession, all these things. Like I'm just curious what your take is on an affiliate thinking about, okay, is now the time to promote something like this? Do I need to, to scale back? What do I need to do?
Yeah.
Like, what's your thinking on that?
Okay. So in times of a recession, let's just face it, we're a couple of days away from them probably announcing that we're officially in a recession.
Yeah.
This is winter. And I was in business in 1999 when there was one, and I was in business in 2007 when there's one. And we can't make it worse than it is, but we can't make it better than it is. And I like to say that you can react after it gets bad, or you can prepare and anticipate. And Tony's got one extra recession than me that he went through while he was in business. I have 2, he has 3. And what we know is during a recession, during inflation, during an economic winter, whatever you want to call it, there's 3 things that people do. The human emotions are fight or flight, right? But really it's the third F that most people do. I really want you to hear this, whether being an affiliate or going all in on something or not in your life, you really got to hear this. The third thing most people do is freeze. Because we all have limiting beliefs, and it's not a psychological day or a self-education or, personal development day, but we all have limiting beliefs. We all have fears, all of us. You wouldn't be human if you don't. I do. We all do. We have limiting beliefs. We have fears, and today they call it imposter syndrome. When stuff goes sideways and the outside world is out of control, we lose a little bit of confidence, and we're like, you know what, let's just wait. That's what most people do. If you're listening, probably not because you're an entrepreneur, you know, you got to move forward, but most people freeze. And this is not the time to freeze. When you freeze in an economic winter, it's when you are left behind. When you freeze in an economic winter, that's when you do freeze and starve. But why do some people snow and ski board, you know, ski board and ski, or snowboard and ski in winter? Why do they flourish? Why do they thrive? Is because they have a different mindset. They have different skills. And Tony and I realized that this is not a time for people to sit and hope. Hope is not a plan. They need capabilities to thrive. And the fact of the matter is, this industry, selling what you know industry, is still one of the fastest growing industries in the world. We're at almost $1 billion a day. They say by 2028, it'll be $1 trillion a year industry. People are turning to regular people to learn what they've experienced. So this isn't a time that people kind of need it. They need it right now more than ever. Rather than the magical money machines that are out there, they need a true capability. They have the asset. I mean, not to digress so much, Matt, but you really got to, I don't know if you ever watch Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. They do their yearly presentation. Did you see his last one?
I did not.
About 3 weeks ago. And he said, yes, inflation is high, probably heading into a recession. And he said, number one question is, what do you do? He said, I don't care if we exchange money as Reichsmarks or if we seashells or a deflated dollar. What you got to do is get more of it. And how do you do that? Number one, you invest in yourself. Get better at what you're good at. But number two is be a part of an industry or start a business that has higher margins, right? So think about that. Think of the self-education industry. Think about what I said to Matt when he first started. You don't have to air condition it. You don't have to store it. You don't have supply chain issues. You could sell it over and over again. It's extremely valuable and it impacts people's lives. That's your experience, something you've done, someone else hasn't done yet. Right. So I believe there's never been a better time to be in this industry. I believe there's never been a time for the regular person, even those that think, I don't know if I have a big enough following. I don't know if this is the right time. I'm an introvert. All of that doesn't matter because we've watched that change immediately once you gain the blueprint. So I don't think this is a time to sit on your hands, Matt. This is a time that we need to push people to explore and get out of their comfort zone.
Yeah. So you've made it clear to me. I mean, obviously you got a proven team. I mean, you and Tony, I mean, I don't know what else I need to say there. Proven offer. It works in just about any niche, if not every niche. And the timing is actually right. I mean, that's where it was a leading question, of course, because I believe that, you know, when, speaking of Warren Buffett, you know, when everyone else is scared, it's the time to be greedy, you know, and I think, and greedy is probably the wrong word. He's referring to
I know exactly what you mean,
but it's the time to move fast. And I agree with you. So we've got those four things. Let's talk about the offer itself real quick. I mean, let's start off with the pre-launch, the challenge, because I think I love the model. You know, first I used to work with Pedro Adeo and I love that challenge model. So tell us a little bit about the Time to Thrive challenge, what that looks like.
Yeah. So the reason we do it as a challenge, year one, we did it as a webinar, you know, a live cast, not really a webinar. And it did unbelievable, like off the charts, amazing. But if you know anything about Tony, and he's such a mentor to me too, we just decided we want to deliver massive value, whether someone buys or not. And that's makes it so great for affiliates, especially like, you know, I mean, Jenna Kutcher, first 2 years of our affiliate, she did 2 million plus in sales of both years. Her first year did 2.1 million year one, 2.2 million year two in sales. But she said what she loved the most about being an affiliate partner for us was that the people who didn't buy said, thank you.
Yeah.
And that's a win, right? Rather than, you pushed me to this damn webinar and I got pitched for 90 minutes and it felt icky. So Tony and I decided a couple of years ago, let's just do a 5-day massive value. So at the end, people say, that was amazing, I'm good, or that was amazing, and they buy. Fortunately, they buy at a high take rate. But over 5 days, what we'll do is we'll show people why this industry, why them, why now, what they should be selling, who should they be selling it to, how can they elegantly sell it through service, not cheesy sales strategies, how do they build a following, how do they teach it with confidence. All of that gets shared over 5 days with me and Tony. And we got, you know, some amazing guests, Russell Brunson, Jenna Kutcher, Brendan Burchard, other amazing guests. We even have Matthew McConaughey coming this year as part of it, because I just love this book, Green Lights. He entered our industry. Green Lights is a self-education book, right? So we got this great flow over 5 days. And then 3 days in, we make the offer really subtle, really light, make the offer again on day 4, make the offer again on day 5. and a 3 or 4 day close down. And, last year we did amazing numbers. And like I said, it was either I went through 5 days and bought, thumbs up. I went through 5 days and didn't, thumbs up.
Yeah. That's the mark of a good affiliate promotion. If people come to you and say, it's a good mark of a webinar, it's a good mark of a challenge, good mark of pre-launch content. People come and say, hey, I didn't buy, whatever. The timing's not right. Just lost my job. My husband died, whatever. But I got so much value out of it. I'm like, awesome.
Yep.
I'm as happy as I could be if I'd actually
Same
made
here.
the money,
Same here.
So at the end of the challenge though, we've got something kind of awesome. Talk about that once the challenge is over.
Yeah. So we sell, it's called Project Next. We call it Project Next. It's how to enter and scale in the self-education industry. Here's the cool part. 2 years ago and 3 years ago, we sold a program with less pieces for 2,000. Year one, we sold 16,000 people at $2,000 each. And people went nuts over it. I mean, it started a movement overnight. The Facebook group was out of control. I don't know if you saw it, like people went nuts because we just delivered more and we went live every week. I mean, I don't know, you're laughing, but
I'm laughing because I had to turn off notifications. It was so crazy.
It was unbelievable what happened. And people fell in love with what we do and they're still here. Mm-hmm. But last year and this year, for no other reason other than Tony came to me and said, brother, this is how he talks. He said, brother, people are hurting right now. I know we could sell a ton of them at 2,000, sell it at 1,000. Let's sell more of them. Let's get people the education they need. And what we did is we lowered the price and we actually added more to the program. We added 6 weeks of live training after. We added a ticket to our World Summit. We actually added more, reduced the price. And what we did for affiliates, though, is we found 4 ways for them to get paid. On the way in, there's a VIP. We give them 90% of the upgrade to a VIP. No one else does that. We give 50% of the main sale. We give 50% of the upsell. And we give 50% of some, if those people came in and end up just buying a ticket to the World Summit. So we found a way to compensate because we dropped the price basically by our choice, even though we had 2 amazing years at a higher ticket. We wanted to serve more people. And it went amazing last year. And the affiliates were ecstatic with the payouts because they had 4 ways to win. And the truth is, it wasn't as profitable as for us, but we served more people and we reached our goal.
Yeah, that's amazing. When your team told me about that, I was like, I like that. And then I was like, because all they said was we cut the price in half. I was like, but as an affiliate, and then he was like, oh, okay, I forgot. We also did the 90% and all that. I was like, okay, now we're back on track here. That's good. So as we wrap up, Dean, first of all, thank you. I do want to touch on something though. I mean, 2 things in specific. We've talked about the mission and all of that. That said, you guys have arguably the best affiliate prizes that I've seen. Kind of like the dream. If all of our clients could be able to do what you do, my job would be a lot easier type prizes. Tell us about those. I want to paint a picture of that for everybody listening or watching. And they're going, I can't be the number 1 affiliate, although we'll talk about that, but like talk about what that looks like. Some of the amazing things that are.
Well, there's a couple things. Here's how I approached it. So everybody listening and really hear this for your business. How I approach this one way. When somebody becomes an affiliate of you, if they're affiliate for a living, that means they're choosing you over somebody else. If they have their other separate business and they might do a few affiliate launches a year, you're putting time into my company. You have to put some of your stuff on pause and work on helping promote Tony and I. We take that into consideration immediately and say, how can we over deliver to our affiliates? Yes. Ask anybody in this industry. Nobody converts like this offer. It's ridiculous on how we've convert. Nobody serves people like we do. So it makes you feel whether they buy or not, they're treated unbelievable and they fall in love with what we do. But over and above that, we wanted to say, what else can we do? So as I go through the affiliate program, and I know you do this, Matt, but the last 4 years, I teach almost once a week, and then we go closer. I would teach once a day and just pull back the curtain on everything we're doing. You know how many of our affiliates have completely modeled our launch? It might be a little smaller, like an accordion, but they model it to a T, from our emails to the way we think, to the way we do it, because I hold nothing back. I don't just say, send this email and you'll get money. It's like, no, let me tell you why this email. How do we serve people? Emotional buyers, logical buyers. This is how we do it. So we've taught all 3 years. We're going to do it again this year. We teach the whole way through, and I'm watching. I did one yesterday. All the affiliates are taking notes like crazy for their own business. So reciprocity is huge. We let people see that this is truly a mission, so they get behind it more than just the paycheck. And then we said, what is the most valuable thing we could give people? Yes, we give amazing prizes. I mean, first prize gets an extra $100,000, and so tiered prizes all the way down. I mean, because we want someone fighting for their first 10 sales or first 20 sales. Yeah. So tiered prizes all the way down. But what else we did too is the most valuable thing to me is knowledge. It's why we own mastermind.com. So for the top 20, actually, if we're doing it again this year, for anybody who gets over 10 sales, we're throwing a party. And we did that year one, but then COVID came and it was unbelievable. We did it in Las Vegas. Everybody came. We celebrated impacting the world. It was off the charts amazing. Then we do an affiliate for the top, say 20 or 30, for the top 20 to 30 affiliates, I forget the exact number. We do a mastermind at my office and I pull back the curtain on what we did, work on their business, create a blueprint. Nothing could be more valuable than that. And for the top 10, we do something really special. And this is the last year we're doing it. We do a top 10 mastermind with Tony Robbins, myself, we did it in Fiji year one at Tony's resort. We did it in Palm Beach for 2 years, and it is 5 days of complete masterminding, bonding, building relationships, and 1 day of intensive masterminding with Tony, where you get to ask your most personal questions. And we film that, but no one gets to see it because it is the most personable 1 day. And I think a lot of people fight for that, because who wouldn't want? Tony gets $1 million a year to be a consultant, and he's got a waiting list. This is a day of asking your most powerful question to Tony and myself, and it's unbelievable. So we did something pretty spectacular, and this is the last year we're doing that, because it's just a lot of work. But we're going to rock it this year, and I know there's a lot of people fighting for that top 10. But there's amazing prizes and giveaways all the way through.
It's the most coveted room, I think, in internet marketing.
Yeah,
that's for sure. So as we wrap up, the final question I would ask, so let's look at those people who they're going to their first 10, or they would finish in 30th, but if you could give them one tip to get them to 20th, like what are some of the things that are the top affiliates are doing?
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. Number one is start priming the audience now, not manipulating, priming them. Be honest about maybe your journey. What is the first product you ever sold online? What does self-education mean to you? Who have you ever learned from? Share a Tony video, share something I've done. Start talking about this industry. Start talking about, most of you are in this industry. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to others? And I watched Jenna Kutcher do it so amazing. By next week, we're going to send out the first 2 or 3 modules of the course. I want to tell you something. Jenna Kutcher bought the course from me. I told her I wanted to give it to her. She bought it and she went through the entire course and she fell in love with it. She said, I wasn't selling my list. I was saying, oh my God, I can't believe Tony and Dean gave all this information away. It was different than just saying, oh yeah, go buy this thing. It was like, no, I'm in module 4. Holy crap. So what I'd say is care more about their end result, not just the check. Prime them, get immersed, and go all in. The thing is, we'll do our best. I can't guarantee anything, but the last 3 years, I think we've converted higher than anyone I've heard of. We will do the best. We will serve your clients. We'll treat them right. We'll get them to say yes if they're ready for it. And they're in good hands.
I love it. Thank you so much, Dean.
Appreciate you, man.